You are special. You may not think it, but we need to extract all of those really important things about you so that we can market you to the grad school application panel and we can make you as memorable as possible. Now, you may be thinking, well, I'm not memorable. There's nothing special about me. Stop. Stop right there. Everyone is special. That's what my mum told me. So, we have got to extract those things. The first thing you're going to do is list all of the things that make you memorable. And it's easier than just sort of brainstorming your way into oblivion. Check out this table. This is what I've created for you. You'll get a link to this in the description. So the first one you should think about is unique personal experiences. What moments in your life do you have that really stand out? Have you done something special? Unique experiences, unique challenges you've overcome, make sure they're in your grad school application. Academic and professional achievements. Have you achieved something very sort of prestigious? Have you got an award, something that not many people get? I want to know about that in your personal statement. Research interests and goals. Because this is grad school, in your undergrad, was there anything that made you go, oh, I like that, I want to do more of it? It's that sort of passion, that sort of interest that needs to come across in your personal statement. So dig deep. What is it in your past that bubbled up that interest? Motivation and passion. What is it in your past that has really motivated you? What special interests have really sort of made you stand up and go, this is what I want to do? That's the sort of experience you need to express in your personal statement. Community engagement and leadership. We need to see you as a leader. So, where have you taken charge? Where have you involved yourself in a community's development? That is what we need to make sure comes out as part of your personal statement, if you have that experience, of course. Cultural awareness and diversity. This is becoming increasingly important. What experience have you had with cultural diversity that has enriched your life? I'd love to know about that in your personal statement as well. Your vision for the future. What is it in your field that if you achieve will change the world for the better? Think big, think blue sky, think really massive impact of your work, and we want to make sure that that same feeling of making the world better is expressed in your grad school personal statement. Lastly, we want to be looking at personal traits and skills. What skills do you have, like critical thinking, like kindness, caring? Those sort of things can be really good to bring a sense of personality and humanness to your application that quite often can be really robotic. You don't have to have all of these, by the way. These are just some areas in which you could come up with some ideas. If you're not sure that you're able to do this on your own, do it with someone else that knows you really well, a partner, a best friend, a parent. They have got a great insight into you, and we need to extract all that juicy goodness from you like a bloody lemon so that we can put it into your personal statement. Now we have all of those juicy details, we want to be able to create a personal statement. And where do we start? My favorite place, with a structure. Let's not overthink it to start with, because we're going to use some secret ingredients later on in this video that will really make your grad school personal statement shine. But for the moment, we just want to get the blocks out of the way. The one thing I always do with AI is head over to ChatGPT and say, hey, create a general structure for, in this case, a personal statement for someone applying to grad school. And then you have the building blocks from which to build your first draft. I'm not saying this is perfect, but I'm saying it just means that you get a start. And we're always thinking about these things in the back of our mind as we're writing this. So, introduction, opening hook, purpose of application, educational and professional background. This is where we're going to just go in and we're just going to put some bullet points about the things we can talk about. Then we'll flesh it out into sentences. That's really easy, but all the time for each section, we're going to go back to this and say, you know what of these special things can I put in? We don't want to include all of them and overwhelm people, but if you have some really powerful, special things about you, you need to make sure they're in the right sections, and this will help you do that. So go through each section and just write bullet points initially and then flesh it out with words, and you'll be amazed at what you can build out so very quickly. Why this program? That's really important. The 3 whys. Why you, why this program, and why now should come through in this personal statement. And then we've got personal qualities and skills. You can see that this links nicely with the format we've got here. Now, this isn't going to be perfect. In fact, it may be a bit rubbish, but it's a first draft. It's meant to be a little bit rubbish. Now, this is where I really feel like we can turn your soup of a personal statement into this bland, onion gross soup into something that Salt Bae would be proud of. I don't know why I did that. I don't even like Salt Bae. I went through a load of personal statements. I put them into ChatGPT and I came up with the elements, the secret ingredients that made them super powerful. And now I'm going to share those secrets with you. So you're going to get this file as well. The link is in the description. So these are the things that made the personal statements amazing. Quite often, they had uncommon topic and connections. Essays that introduce something that is a little bit uncommon or makes connections between 2 things that are common but don't necessarily seem to go together, makes the person's brain reading it just sort of like go, ooh, this is interesting, because they read hundreds of these. So that is a really important bit. Don't worry, we're going to include some in a minute. Experimental structure. Sometimes it's just really boring when it's like, I did this. You know, this structure that we just come up with, it's fine to start with, but sometimes it's a little bit boring. So is there a narrative structure you can tell? Can you tell it like a story? Can you tell it like a diary? Can you tell it in like a play? Something a little bit different, a little bit of a flavor you can sprinkle in may really help your personal statement. A super strong personal statement answers the so what question. So it's not just about here's some facts, here's some facts, here's some facts, here's some facts. It's about being able to go a little bit deeper. For each thing you say, just ask yourself, so what? A couple of times to get to the layer below the layer, to make sure that they understand you can reflect on your experiences, and it provides that deeper reflection on why you're applying and the ability to look inside you and gain information and grow from experiences is what we're really trying to look for. So ask yourself, so what? Visceral and emotive. All right. Visceral and whatever that word is language. All right, so we want to use powerful words. We want to use verbs that really hit home. And we can do that just by asking for power words and for stronger verbs in place of what we've written. We can do that with ChatGPT. It is amazing at doing that. So that is what we're looking for in a personal statement. With that first draft, go through it. Every time you see a verb, highlight it. Think about if that's the real verb you want to use or if there's one a little bit better. Effective use of dialogue. In fact, I was amazed at how many personal statements had a little bit of dialogue between characters. It really breaks it up. Even in a short personal statement, you can break it up by having special quotes from really good information or really good insights from mentors that you've been given. You can frame it like a conversation. That can be really good at not only sort of like emphasizing you as a person, but also the characters around you that built you to the person and the academic that you are right now. Those are the things it had, but don't worry, don't get overwhelmed. This next step is going to show you how to include all of these in a really simple way. Check this little trick out. I found a little bit of a boring personal statement online, and this is what I asked ChatGPT to do. I said, this is the first draft of my personal statement. Give me feedback on the following criteria and how I may be able to improve my draft. Then I've got this, the uncommon topics. I've got the experimental structure. Everything we've just talked about, I just copied and pasted it in. And then I said underneath, this is the draft or the draft. And then I put it in. And this is where the magic really happens, is that it will go through and say, okay, for uncommon topic and connections, this is what you're currently doing, and this is what you can do to make it better. Was there a particular patient or experiment that solidified your passion? That is going to be so important to flesh out. Experimental structure. So the essay follows a traditional structure, and it says here, you could restructure your essay to interweave your personal experiences with your academic interests more creatively. And it gives you an example. If you're not sure about what it means, ask it. Say, hey, for the experimental structure, come up with another draft for me that I may be able to use to model my response. That's a really good way of going deeper than just this information bit. Answers the so what question. Here's what you've done, and then deepen the reflections on your experiences. How did working in the care home change your understanding of medicine's role in society? Super, super powerful, but just a simple little tweak in a range of different areas can make your personal statement shine. Like my bald head. Bing! And it goes on and on. That is what I would do to make a super powerful first draft. And I would go through this, each section, just looking for those 5 special ingredients, seeing if I can inject them in. Now, you don't want to overdo it. You still want it to make it seem like you are telling a nice, cohesive story. But by adding some of these elements in the best way for your story and your personal statement, you can really, really make it shine. And all of this stuff I'm going to share below in the description. Do all of the things in this video, and I am convinced that your personal statement will get 100 times more powerful than it ever was before. Small disclaimer, I hope so. Please don't sue me if that doesn't actually happen. If you like this video, go check out this one next because it is super powerful. It tells you the 5 critical elements that every grad school application and personal statement should have. It's a great watch, something that's definitely on your to watch list after this one. Go check it out.